For today, I want to sit back and really talk to you. Today we're going to talk about general health, and we're going to talk about knowing your cycle. We're going to talk about really unpacking how to figure out what pretty is for you. Beauty and attraction does have a science. Of course, it's in the eyes of the beholder, but there are some things generally across the board, across cultures, that you should know in order to really achieve pretty privilege. The first thing is that we as human beings see beauty in health. So we see beauty in greenery, we see beauty in cleanliness. As a woman, our signals of health are written in a few things in our body. That could be our skin, that could be our hair, that could be our nails, our teeth, our eyes. Really important to pay attention to each one of these indicators for yourself. How are your eyes? How are your teeth? How is your skin? How is your hair? Oftentimes, going back to day one where we talked about that mindset, when I say anyone can be pretty, I mean anyone. We have specific areas of our body that we know as problem areas for ourselves. For some people, this could be their skin. For some people, this could be their teeth. For me personally, it's always been hair. I'm a very furry girl. So because of that, taming my hair all over my body is a very important pinnacle of my pretty privilege. Whether that be how I do the hair on top of my head, my eyebrows, removing unwanted hair, maintaining the hair I do want to keep. Things like that are really important for me and my beauty. For you, it could be your skin. If you've been struggling with acne, imagine just taking care of that one problem spot. Implement all those things that would contribute to the health of that area and be very willing to invest money into the health of that area and the appearance of that area. Not everybody needs to see a dermatologist for a year, but maybe that's what it would take for you to have pretty privilege going forward. Don't be afraid to take that step. Don't be afraid to spend the money to take that step. Honestly, at the end of the day, having money is kind of pointless if you're not really going to be able to enjoy it the way you would like to. I'm not saying you have to be pretty to enjoy money, but being happy in your own body is a huge part of enjoying life. Allow yourself to have that. Now next, for my menstruating women, and even women who are not menstruating, we as women move in cycles. We have our period, obviously, and we tend to move up very similarly to the moon in that we have phases. It's really important to tap into your cycle and understand how your body behaves in different parts of your cycle. In your follicular phase, you might have the most stamina. When you're ovulating, you might have the most energy. When you're in your luteal phase, you might be in a rest period and you may be very observant. And your body is preparing for a change. And when you are menstruating, your body tends to feel more inflamed, maybe a little more bloated, and your beauty needs are going to shift with your cycle. Be very aware of that and how that works for you. I highly suggest, if you don't already, downloading a period tracker or a cycle tracker so that you can keep note of the symptoms you have and things going on in your body at the different times of your cycle. This is going to be really helpful. After a few months to a year, you'll have that down pat and you'll know exactly what to expect from your body. And if you're feeling a little less on it that day, you know why now. All right, so you know what I'm going to tell you now. Head over to the private group and download the Define Pretty worksheet. This is where I'm going to have you write out your values, your standards, and your boundaries around your evolutionary health signals. I want you to really sit with this one. Take like 30 minutes with this and really unpack what it is that is most important to you, your values. What it is that you're hoping for, what your goal is, your standard, and what your boundaries are. In other words, what it's going to require of you to meet that standard while upholding your values. These are the actual practices and things you're going to keep up each day to maintain these things. You're going to write that down for each area I've listed: hair, teeth, eyes, etc. Use this as your reference sheet for what pretty actually is for you. So think about those things for yourself as you're filling out this sheet, and I really want you to sit down and take your time with it, because This can be kind of eye-opening. You may have more pretty privilege than you actually know, and there might be very few changes you actually need to make in this 21 days.